such as age, ethnicity, and socioeconomic status. The CDC, or Center for Disease Control and Prevention, estimates that the homicide rate within the infant's first day of life was 10 times greater than the rate during any other time of life.
Some history and laws pertaining to neonaticide. In the 1600s, the English created the 1642 Concealment Act. This act was used as a way to punish women who murdered their newborns. These women killed their newborns because often the baby was illegitimate. This would bring the women and their families great shame and humiliation. Through this law, the perpetrators were forced to go to trial if their newborn was found. During the trial, women would have to provide adequate evidence that they did not actually kill the baby, but instead the baby was born dead. Adequate evidence would typically be a witness to the baby being stillborn, but that was extremely uncommon since neonaticide is usually a crime committed by one person. If the perpetrator was still found guilty after providing evidence, she would then be sentenced to death. However, in 1922, the law was changed from having the offender be punished to death to being forced to go to counseling and being charged with manslaughter instead. In the United States, a law that helps prevent neonaticide is the Safe Haven Law. This law gives citizens the ability to relinquish their baby to a secure place with no questions asked. It was originally created due to the numerous infant neglect concerns going on throughout the U.S. The creation of this law has helped prevent abandonment, prevent neonaticide, and keep infants out of the possible unhealthy conditions they could be brought into.
Offenders of neonaticide commonalities in psychology. The maternal figure is typically the offender. They are usually unmarried. They range in age from teens to early to mid-20s. These mothers express having no indication of knowing they were pregnant or deny they ever were. Predispositional factors include negative social experiences such as sexual abuse and trauma, poverty, and unsupportive or abusive parents or significant others. Offenders commonly have symptoms of depression, suicidal thoughts, and are currently frightened or distressed. Some perpetrators admit to growing up in abusive households and being mistreated or rejected. Reasons pertaining to why neonaticide is committed: the pregnancy was unintended or unwanted, the pregnancy was mistimed, there is a fear of social ostracization or a negative social stigma, there are unideal resources or a lack thereof, there is a lack of communication and knowledge of what to do when faced with an unplanned pregnancy, the pregnancy was a product of infidelity, or a lack of emotional capacity to care for a child.
Strain theory is a big reason as to why a neonaticide may be committed. This theory was created by Robert Agnew in 1992, and the basis of the theory is that there are three main sources of strain in life. These sources are losing something valuable, being poorly treated, and or the inability to achieve goals. When compared to males, females are prone to more strain throughout their life. This is because females are held to higher standards by society than males typically are. Teens and unmarried women are looked down upon in society when they are pregnant. They appear as irresponsible and are overall looked at in a negative light. For many women, especially younger women, having a baby may stand in the way of them achieving their future goals. The pressure put on them by themselves, their family, and society causes them to commit a crime such as neonaticide. A quote from one of our sources, Jocelyn Lewis, states, "By ridding themselves of the baby, these young females free themselves from the actualized strain and stress of failing to achieve positively valued goals, losing positive stimuli and gaining negative stimuli."
Neonaticide is a phenomenon that requires further research in order to provide preventative and supportive care to those who see neonaticide as a last resort. It is imperative to understand the impact regarding sexuality norms and deconstruct those normative expectations regarding female sexuality.